Hey Bricks, it's Brickley here, and welcome to episode 2 of the behind the scenes footage of my Building Mordor in LEGO series. And in this episode, I'm actually going to show you how I will set up the entire finale for Building Mordor in LEGO. Of course, this weekend actually, I posted the pre-finale of Building Mordor in LEGO, in which I built the entire Black Gate MOC. So if you haven't seen that really cool time lapse in which I build the entire Black Gate MOC, of course, go ahead and click the card in the top right corner of the screen right there to watch that video. You can, of course, also save the playlist of my Building Mordor in LEGO series by clicking the card in the top right corner of the screen as well. And without further ado, let's go ahead and start working on the finale of Mordor, because the Black Gate MOC is going to be my first building series finale, actually my first MOC finale in my entire life. I mean, take a look at this MOC right here. It's huge. It's over 50,000 pieces. And of course, the MOC looks really good without minifigures, but I do need to add my orc armies. For instance, I got my huge Rohan and Gondor army standing right here. I believe this is over 60 minifigures strong, so that is definitely something really cool in my opinion. But I'm actually going to go and set up my orc armies later on in this video, because first of all, I actually need to detail the entire area behind the Black Gate, because the area with the landscaping in front of the Black Gate is quite detailed. As you can see, there's a lot of those 1x1 dark bluish gray studs, a lot of 1x2 plates in dark bluish gray. So I have a lot of detailing in the plane in front of the Black Gate of Mordor. But behind the Black Gate, actually, there's not a lot of detailing, because I really had a shortage of the 1x2 plates, and that is why I actually got another bag of these 1x2 plates in dark bluish gray. And this came from the same store which I visited, so that's definitely something really cool. I just ordered a lot of these, 1,000 actually. So that's definitely a great haul right here. 1,000 of the 1x2 plates. So what I'm gonna do is actually detail this entire area the same way as I detailed the plane in front of the Black Gate, with a lot of those 1x2 plates, 1x1 plates, and of course the 1x1 of those sort of studs right there. So really epic pieces I'm going to use within this MOC. So this entire area still looks too plain in my opinion, and I want to add a lot more detailing to it. So what I'm going to do is add a bunch of those 1x2 plates. This area right here, of course, the area behind the Black Gate right there, needs to be detailed as well. And this entire area is just empty, of course, regarding those 1x2 plates and all of the other pieces. So what I need to do is actually go ahead and detail this entire area behind the Black Gate of Mordor. Now, I still have a couple of pieces remaining over here. You can see it's really a mess with all my minifigures laying around. I'm actually going to show you that later on in this episode. So over here, actually, I got these cheese pieces in dark bluish gray. Really useful pieces for, of course, detailing the landscaping. And the area in front of the Black Gate is also missing a lot of those cheese pieces, so I can definitely add a lot of those to really increase the amount of detailing within my MOC. So this bin right here, I got a lot of those cheese pieces, definitely going to use those. Let me see what's inside of this bin. It's actually quite a mess in my LEGO room, so it's hard to find all of the pieces. I got a couple of these 1x4 plates, a bunch of these 1x1 plates right here, and actually 2 of these 1x2 plates right here stacked on top of each other. A lot of the 2x4 plates right there, wedge plates actually. Let me see what's inside of this bin. Let's just turn on a light to actually get a better look at what I'm showing you. So this bin is actually quite hard to open, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, I think there's a lot of wedge plates inside of here. So actually the same plates as here, the bigger wedge plates actually. So a lot of useful pieces, as you can see right there. So I'm going to add a lot of those pieces into the landscaping behind the Black Gate. I think that's definitely going to look good. Of course, this area right over here in front of the Black Gate also needs to be detailed. So we're going to go and work on that within this episode of building Mordor in LEGO as well. I'm also going to need to detail this area, the raised area actually, where all of the orc tents are going to be put. So I'm definitely looking forward to take on this challenge right here, because you can see a lot of empty area right here, which I definitely need to detail. So I look forward to detail this entire area right here. And of course the tents are actually laying in my shelf right here. So I'm gonna be putting these back after I've detailed the landscaping. And for all of those of you who were wondering, this actually is a sort of green screen, my custom green screen. Actually, I just sort of let it hang right here on these ropes actually. So it's a sort of custom green screen because green screens are quite pricey nowadays. So I thought, well, why not just use my own? So this is my custom green screen right here. And I actually had a collaboration just now with Lord of the Bricks on Instagram right here. And we set up this epic scene with Aragorn giving the speech at the Black Gate of Mordor. And this is actually the view which you could see on that Instagram post right there. So I definitely thought that would be an epic collaboration with him on Instagram. So that is the main reason why I actually have this green screen hanging behind my Black Gate MOC. Of course, for the picture of the finale as well, I'm going to have a couple more green screens right there. So you're actually watching this after the finale. And that's quite sort of, well, actually quite weird and sort of confusing, actually, in my opinion, because you've already watched the finale, and right now you're seeing me finish this entire MOC. I mean, these are all preparations for the MOC, and I thought it would be really cool to show all of you this, because usually I don't show this, and I just wanted to take you on a little trip right here. So right now, actually, I'm gonna go and give you another time lapse for my Building Mordor in LEGO series. Of course, I'm not gonna sit in the dark all day. Every single time lapse, I actually had my window closed. And right now, I'm actually gonna continue building with the sun. Just look at this, everyone. It's really sunny outside, so I really wanna go and start building with a little bit of natural light. So I'm gonna turn off this light right here. Alright, right now we're ready to build the landscaping. So let's go ahead and start detailing the landscaping behind the Black Gate of Mordor. So I just finished detailing most of the landscaping behind the Black Gate, and I actually had 1,000 of the 1x2 dark bluish gray plates, and even so, the bin is empty. I don't have enough pieces. This entire raised section isn't detailed yet. Of course, this area right here also needs to be detailed. Then we get the middle section as well. Really need to detail that in the future. And of course, this smaller section between the gate and the troll walkways also needs to be detailed. But for the rest, actually, everything is detailed. I mean, take a look at the detailing of the landscaping. You can clearly see I put a lot of pieces into detailing the landscaping behind the Black Gate. And it might even be a lot more detailed than the landscaping in front of the Black Gate, as you can see. But that's just because the land of Mordor is actually really sort of dusty and filled with ash. So I thought it would really look cool to add a lot of gravel. So I really wanted to create that with the 1x2 dark bluish gray plates as a sort of gravel effect, of course, along with those cheese pieces right here, also really useful pieces. So I got a lot of pieces. Everything is still modular, so it can actually just be stored efficiently. And of course, this entire area is detailed. I really love that. And the lower section actually also looks a lot better right now, so I'm definitely happy with that. Of course, this section right here is also detailed. That's definitely important. And even underneath the Black Gate door, I also have a little bit of detailing right here. So no area has been spared of the 1x2 dark bluish gray plates. Of course, I do need to fill in the remaining areas with the 1x2 dark bluish gray plates, but I didn't have enough. I actually placed a brickling order of 1,500 of the 1x2 dark bluish gray plates. So I hope that's going to be enough to fill in this area right there. So I really hope that's definitely going to be enough. And of course, actually in the meantime, I added a couple of the cheese pieces to this section right here. So that looks a lot more detailed already. And yeah, that's actually everything I've built within this episode of behind the scenes of my Black Gate MOC. Of course, we're going to go and take a look at the Black Gate from this angle right here, because usually it's actually not that light in my room, but I actually opened my window, and as you can see, it's definitely really epic to see the Black Gate MOC within this lighting right here. You can see it's actually quite detailed, and I love the way the Black Gate looks with natural light right here. I definitely think it looks great. Of course, you can see a lot of detailing with the rockwork right there. We get the tower, and I'm actually adding a sort of Easter egg right here. Don't know if you remember that, but that's actually from the LEGO The Lord of the Rings video game within, of course, the Black Gate map, where you could collect some, of course, of those collectibles. You could actually sort of go up the tower of the Black Gate, climb up, and of course, sort of swing on these sticks with Legolas. And actually, back in the day, I watched Happy Thumbs Gaming, actually a YouTube channel with a lot of gaming content, and I just binge watched all of their LEGO The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and Pirates of the Caribbean videos. I believe they had Pirates of the Caribbean, but I'm not 100% sure. And I just binge watched that because I loved their videos, and this is a sort of Easter egg to their channel, Happy Thumbs Gaming. Go ahead and check them out if you don't know them yet. Quite funny channel, actually, from a lot of nostalgia back in the day. So I love the fact that I was able to create a little Easter egg for them within my Black Gate MOC. And if you've seen the finale, you can of course just remember that, because I've also shown that within my finale. And if you haven't, of course, go ahead and check out the finale of my Black Gate MOC by clicking the card on the top right corner of the screen right here. So this is my Black Gate within natural light, and I think it looks really good. But there are a couple of small details which I still need to add to my Black Gate. For instance, we get this section with the rockwork actually being a little bit exposed right here. I actually need to add a lot more of the cheese pieces to those open studs within the rockwork. and you can definitely see a lot of those open areas. So that's something I really need to do within this episode of building Mordor in Lego, actually behind the scenes, of course. And over there, I also want to add a lot of those cheese pieces on top. So that's actually something I'm going to go and do right now. Of course, also on the right side of the Black Gate, there are a lot of open areas. So actually, this area right here, this is actually really exposed, but I don't really mind that because that looks quite good. And I think that open areas should also be a part of my MOC. I mean, this is Lego. It isn't some sort of polished project, actually. So I do want a couple of open studs to remain, but there are a couple of, well, instances right here for actually this area. I actually need to add a lot more cheese pieces because it's not going to look that pretty within the finale if I'm going to have a couple of those studs showing. So I'm definitely going to go and start detailing that area on both sides right now. So let's go ahead and add those cheese pieces to the rockwork. So the rockwork actually looks a lot better with all of the cheese pieces on top. Here's actually a view of the cheese pieces attached on top of the slopes. And I definitely think it adds a lot more detailing. As you can see, it really adds a lot of detailing on top and of course makes a sort of curve possible. And I think it definitely adds a sort of finished look to the MOC. So I'm also really happy with that. And actually taking a look at the cheese pieces from the back of the rockwork, you can also see that it adds a lot of detailing to the back. Now, that isn't really that important, but I do think it sort of makes the rockwork look a lot more smooth, and that's definitely something which is truly important in my opinion. And taking a look at the cheese pieces from this angle, you can also see a lot of detailing on top right here. Also managed to add a lot of the cheese pieces on the sides of the rockwork right here. A lot of those cheese pieces. Of course, we get a couple right here. Also one over there. Actually, don't know if you can see it right there. And of course, I also added a couple of cheese pieces on top of this hatch. So that's also quite nice with a couple of details on there. And the right side of the mountain also has been detailed. I managed to add a lot of cheese pieces on top of here as well. So this area has a couple more cheese pieces, of course, right over here. And on the top, especially, I have a lot of cheese pieces to sort of make the rockwork look a lot more smooth. So over here, I got a couple just integrated into the rockwork, a couple of them curving into the big spike on top. And of course, we got a couple of details over here on top of the mountain as well with those cheese pieces. And I definitely think that looks amazing. And what's quite funny is that actually my eyes are right on this level right now. So the mountain is quite high and you already knew that, but this is sort of to make a measurement of how high the mountain actually truly is. So right over here on this level are my eyes. So that's quite insane to consider. And of course, this side of the rockwork also has a couple of those cheese pieces right here. So I'm definitely happy with that. But yeah, that was actually everything I wanted to do in this episode. So that wraps up episode 2 of building Mordor in Lego. And I am really happy with everything I managed to build within this episode. I mean, I really made sure that a lot of the landscaping is detailed. And of course, I also added a lot of those cheese pieces on top of the rockwork, which really makes the MOC a bit more detailed and special in my opinion, because you really need to get the little things right if you want to get the big things right. So I'm definitely happy with that. I think the MOC is looking great so far, but we have a lot of stuff to do for the finale of building Mordor in LEGO The Black Gate of Mordor. So I definitely can't wait to continue building, but I'm gonna go and do that in the next episode of the behind the scenes of building Mordor in LEGO. Of course, I also need to upgrade my LEGO Orc army, which we're gonna go and actually do in the next episode of the behind the scenes of building Mordor in LEGO. So if you did enjoy watching this video, of course, let me know by leaving a thumbs up to support it. Go subscribe to Brickley if you are new to my channel, and of course, ring that notification bell to stay updated when I post any videos. And I will see you all in the next episode of the behind the scenes of building Mordor in LEGO.